Madam Chancellor, Carleton graduates and guests, it's my pleasure and privilege to introduce our honorary doctorate recipient, Dafydd Williams. Dr. Dave Williams is an astronaut, aquanaut, pilot, emergency physician, scientist, and CEO. He has flown to space twice, once on the Space Shuttle Columbia and once on Endeavour, logging over 13 million kilometers in space and over 17 hours of spacewalks. He holds the Canadian spacewalking record and was the first Canadian to have lived and worked on the world's only undersea research habitat. He is the recipient of 6 honorary degrees, the Order of Canada, and the Order of Ontario. He was selected as an astronaut by the Canadian Space Agency in 1992, and the following year became the manager of the Mission and Space Medicine Group in the Canadian Astronaut Office. After his first space flight, he was chosen to be the director of the Space and Life Sciences Directorate at Johnson Space Center in Houston, Texas, while concurrently serving as the Deputy Associate Administrator of the Office of Spaceflight at NASA headquarters. Since retiring from the space program, he was the CEO at South Lake Regional Health Center and is currently the CEO of Leap Biosystems. He has written 8 books, including his memoir, Defying Limits: Lessons from the Edge of the Universe, a highly acclaimed leadership book entitled Leadership Moments from NASA Archiving the Impossible, and has a new book, Why Am I Taller? What Happens to an Astronaut's Body in Space, coming out in November 2022. Through his experience as a physician astronaut, senior executive and CEO, he is a highly respected speaker and consultant in leadership, teamwork, risk management, organizational agility, and resilience. He is currently CEO of Leap Biosystems and a member of the Canadian Aviation Hall of Fame, and is on the board of several organizations, including the Canadian Warplane Heritage Museum. Madam Chancellor, in recognition of his contributions to space medical research and space exploration, and his leadership in promoting and enhancing the health of astronauts, I request that you confer the degree of Doctor of Science honoris causa upon Dafydd Williams.
Great reception, great reception. That doesn't always happen.
Okay. By virtue of the authority vested in me by the Board of Governors and upon the recommendation of the University Senate, I confer upon you the degree of Doctor of Science honoris causa. Congratulations, and it's an honor.
Thank you very much. Madam Chancellor, Mr. President, graduates, honored guests, faculty, family members, and friends, it is a very great honor and pleasure for me to be with you here today to celebrate your convocation. I would also like to express my sincerest appreciation to Carleton University for awarding me the Doctorate of Science degree honoris causa. Today is a time to pause, to celebrate and savor the happiness that comes from both graduating and having an in-person convocation. The COVID pandemic brought tragedy to many and made the past 2 years a tremendous challenge. Congratulations to all of you for your perseverance and your resilience. It is a great honor for you to now join the ranks of the Carleton alumni. Your accomplishments are a source of pride to yourselves, your families, and your friends, and they stand as an important milestone as you embark on the next phase of your journey. Throughout my career, I've always tried to find meaning by trying to make a difference in the world while pushing my limits to find my calling, to pursue my dreams. It's been quite a journey, not always easy. It has been occasionally filled with amazement and wonder, while at other times, opportunities for personal growth and development, a phrase that we coined with my colleagues on my first space flight as we trained for our complex neuroscience mission. Today, I would like to share a couple of stories from my past that both challenged me and inspired me. Roughly halfway between my first and my second space flight, I turned 50, a moment to celebrate having lived the first half of my life, excited about what the next few decades would bring. A few days after my birthday, a blood test from my annual physical exam was elevated. If true, the test indicated I might have cancer. The test was repeated, and I heard shortly after my birthday that it too was positive, with tissue biopsies confirming the diagnosis. 3 words, "You have cancer," changed my life. I became a member of the club that nobody wants to be in, the Cancer Club. I lost my medical certification as an astronaut, and while assigned to another space flight, the possibility of making it back to space seemed pretty remote. Fortunately, I had met Viktor Frankl when I was a medical student. He was an Austrian physician who had survived the concentration camps in World War II and later wrote a book called Man's Search for Meaning. Based on his tragic experiences, he learned that everything can be taken from a person except one thing: their ability to choose how they respond to the situation they're in. That lesson stayed with me my whole life over the years and helped me choose the path of resilience, hope, and optimism in dealing with my cancer. Within months, I had surgery, was medically recertified for spaceflight, and ultimately set the Canadian spacewalking record while flying in space as a cancer survivor. The following quote from the Dalai Lama still resonates with me, and it has also helped many in coping with the tragic consequences of our pandemic. "I find hope in the darkest of days and focus on the brightest. I do not judge the universe." In the face of adversity, relentless optimism can be a powerful force. My second story comes from looking out at the vastness of our universe during my second spacewalk of my last spaceflight, as I stood perched on the end of the slowly moving Canadarm suspended in space. Turning slowly to my left, I looked over the gleaming space shuttle into the black infinite void of space. There was a blackness no earthly experience had prepared me for. There was nothing to be seen, no stars, no planets, just the vast, unforgiving, cold emptiness of space. Far below, to my right, I saw a fine latticework of clouds scattered across the Pacific. The sun was beginning to set, highlighting the thin turquoise layer of the Earth's atmosphere far below. Beneath me was home to all of us, living together in our shared global village in countries separated by borders that I could not see. The entire history of all species, including ours, had taken place on the blue sphere turning far below. I looked to my left at the infinite void extending beyond our solar system, beyond known and unknown galaxies, and I wondered if life exists or once existed somewhere in that vastness. In seconds that will stay with me a lifetime, I truly sensed what it means to live in the moment. The significance of our spaceflight seemed dwarfed by the magnitude of infinite space and cosmic time. It was an extremely humbling experience. In one brief eternity, I felt embraced by the beauty of our 4.5 billion-year-old planet, this beautiful blue oasis in space. It struck me that the greatest lesson from the International Space Station program is the importance of working together. This outpost in space where humans have lived for the past 22 years is a multinational collaborative project established by intergovernmental treaties and agreements led by 5 space agencies, including Canada, representing 15 spacefaring nations where more than 3,600 researchers from 106 countries have conducted scientific research. It's an icon of international collaboration whose lessons reach far beyond new technologies and research. The ISS experience shared by so many countries suggests that if we can work together to overcome significant challenges in space, we might be able to work together for the betterment of our global village, to try and live in harmony and protect our planet for future generations. We might learn to appreciate the shared wisdom of diverse cultures as we try to find solutions to the many social, economic, and political challenges we now face. Working together is not always easy. In space, we have learned to collaborate, and we collaborate to learn. Sometimes we struggle, and sometimes we succeed, but despite the challenges, it is a journey of hope and discovery. And now, I look to you, the next generation, whose dreams will strive to conquer many of the challenges we face today. The difficulties in meeting national, international, and global priorities will be significant, but each of you have the opportunity to change the course of history by pursuing what brings meaning to your life and challenging yourselves to find your true calling and make a positive difference in the world around you. I was very fortunate to become an astronaut. It was an amazing, life-changing adventure. However, as I reflect upon my life's experiences, the greatest meaning in my life has come on Earth, from being with family and friends and working with others as a healthcare professional. Not all of us will have a chance to fly in space and see the planet from such a unique perspective, but we all have the opportunity to make a difference and strive to live our lives to the fullest. As you pursue meaning in your careers, remember to cherish those shared moments with friends and family. Find time to enjoy yourselves in the simple pursuit of happiness, whether it be reading a great book, escaping into the realm of music, or doing whatever brings you positive energy. In the end, these are the moments that we all cherish. In the words of Henry David Thoreau, the meeting of two eternities, the past and future, is precisely the present moment. The greatest opportunity we all have is to live in that moment, to embrace positive experiences and find meaning from the hardships that sometimes test our resilience. Please accept my heartfelt congratulations on your tremendous achievements. Tomorrow will bring new opportunities and challenges that I'm confident each of you will strive to meet. I look forward to watching the changes your dreams will bring to society. And as you follow your passion to find your calling, pursue your journey with hope and optimism, and go wherever your dreams may take you. Thank you very much.